Hello, hello. Welcome into Thursday Throwdown with By the Shore Stamping. My name is Jen Pittabach, and I am super excited you're here with me today. We're going to do a little bit of a technique today. So it's not on the fly today. We actually have a planned project for you. But I think you'll enjoy this one, and it's actually holiday themed, so if you're still in that mode of getting your holiday cards done, which I am still in that mode, then that will be helpful hopefully to you as well. So let me go ahead and turn this around a little bit so we can see my desk, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and switch. I'm going to jump right in today. Hopefully you guys are having a great day so far. Give me a shout if you're watching live. I always love to be able to see who's here and talk to you a little bit if I can. So we're going to be using the So Very Merry stamp set. This is actually one of the online exclusives that came out in July. Sorry if I'm out of breath. I had to run down the stairs and then run back into the studio because I needed to get something for my live that is right after this. So I'm a little bit winded, which is sad, very sad, but that's okay. I did have to run up and downstairs, so give me a little credit for that. So this is the So Very Merry stamp set. It was part of the online exclusives released in July. It went unorderable within like a day or two. I don't think they expected it to sell so well, but and honestly, when I saw it initially, because I did have some forecasting surveys way back when they first started talking about this online exclusives product, and I wasn't really thrilled with it, but for whatever reason, when it came out with the online exclusives, I just saw it with a different light, and I just love the stained glass look of this stamp set. So that was kind of what drew me to it, and then I was like, you know what, I can create a whole bunch of projects with that. So let me just show you a few that I made, and then I'll show you the one that we're going to make today. So you guys saw this one. This one I actually did as part of Christmas in July. So there's that one. But then there's this one here, which just features the birds just colored straight with my Stampin' Blends, and then I added some Wink of Stella, and I did a little distressing on the white to kind of give it a little bit of interest, if you guys can see that. Hopefully you guys can see everything and everything's working okay. Give me a shout if you're watching live, because I'm not seeing comments, and I don't know if it's because there aren't any or because something's not working. All right, so this is the next card that I did. Again, pretty straightforward with coloring, just kind of colored, used a little bit of Wink of Stella. I'm using the Neutrals card pack here, or pattern paper pack. This is one of my favorite pattern paper packs, just because you can get it in every color family, so softs, neutrals, subtles, neutrals, brights, and regals, and then that coordinates with all our cardstock as well. So then I used that with the sparkle gems, and then some basic black twine. And then there's this one, which again, just basic coloring on this one. I snipped apart the words a little bit on that one and just added the neutral. So the neutral pack has it has Mossy Meadow, Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy, Blackberry Bliss. So it has actually 4 actual colors as part of the neutrals collection. So there's that one. All right, so what I'm going to show you today is this one here. So this one I did a stained glass technique on this. So I'm going to show you how I did that. So I kind of pre-cut everything first, so that we can get right to the creating. So let me just start by doing the base part, and I really hope everything is working correctly because I'm not seeing any comments in either place. So hopefully you guys can see this and it is working. It shows that there's a few people watching, but I don't know. All right, so then I'm gonna go ahead and take my pattern paper, which is 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to add that to the front of the card. I'm going to use the polka dots. I ran out of the one that I used on the sample, so we're just going to use this one. All right, so I'm just going to put that down like that. And then I have I used the 3D, I think it's called Melody embossing folder, which is super cute. I don't know why this one's great for year round, but I always think of it for the holidays for some reason. So I'm going to go ahead and just attach this to a black panel. I actually only did like 1/8 of an inch instead of 1/4 of an inch on this one. So I'm going to do that. I am going to add a little bit. Oh, good. Don't make me call you. I am going to tease on you because you're out of breath. Oh, good. Thank you. I'm glad you're watching. And no, I am good. Do not call the EMTs on me. I was just running up and downstairs, so, and I'm old. All right. Yeah. Too funny. For those of you that are new here, I once passed out on Facebook Live. So that was fun. That was actually, it was August 14th. And I know that date because it's my grandfather's birthday. So it was just recently, but it was about 3 years ago now. In fact, it turned into a date night for Nate and I. We were just dating. We had just met that year. And he was on his way over, actually, to come visit me that night. And I passed out live on Facebook, deleted the evidence really quickly, and then the EMTs showed up at my house. And I had no idea why, and it turns out my friend Arlene here called the EMTs from Maine. She's in Maine, and called the Bourne EMTs where I lived, and they showed up at my door and took me off to the hospital. And I had to tell Nate, you're gonna meet me at the hospital. So yeah, there was that. All right, so let's go ahead, and I'm just gonna tape this down. So this part, I'm just gonna kind of assemble this part of it, and then we'll do the actual technique part. I am gonna steal one of my glue dots here, just because my bow is not wanting to sit the way I want it to, so we're gonna force it to sit the way I want it to. All right, there's that. Okay. Well, it's all kind of wonky. I'm gonna move that down. There we go. Close enough. All right, so there's that part. I'm gonna put this on. Actually, did I? I did not. I'm gonna put this on with regular adhesive. I thought I popped it, but we're gonna pop the little Santa Claus. So I'll stick this down like so. Okay. There we are. All right, so now I'm going to take a piece of vellum, and I'm going to use Memento Black because I'm going to use my Stampin' Blends. So you'll want to use Memento Black with blends, because then I lied. I'm going to use, you do typically want to use Memento Black, but because I'm stamping on vellum, I'm going to use StazOn, because it will smear otherwise on the vellum. It might not smear completely with the Memento, but it's just safer to use StazOn. So, and I'm actually, you'll see, I'm not going to actually color on the same side as the ink, so it doesn't matter, and you'll see why in a second. So I'm going to just stamp this. Got that nice, well inked. Give it some pressure. Peel that off there. So there's my sentiment, or my image. So typically you would want to use Memento Black with the Stampin' Blends because they're alcohol-based markers. But because I'm stamping on vellum, vellum is a very slick surface, so you want StazOn so it stays put. And then I'm just taking my 2 1/4 inch circle punch, and I'm going to line that up in here, and we'll punch that out. Okay. Now, yay! Good to see you, Deb. All right, so now I have, which way does it go? It goes this way. So this is the front of my piece, and I'm gonna flip it over. This is how we're gonna do the faux stained glass. So you actually put it through the back side of the paper. I'm all messed up because my Stampin' Blends are all organized now with the new color schemes, so I'm all confused as to where everything is. So I need that, and I need these. I'm doing crumb cake, real red, old olive, and then just the ivory for the skin part, and I will need some Wink of Stella as well. Put a couple dimensions on the top of the plastic cover. Oh, I don't mind the plastic cover on my StazOn, actually. I love the smell of StazOn, but yeah, you could do that. You could stick, I think she's talking about this here, so that it doesn't stay on there. But I actually don't really mind it there, so I'll leave it there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and color this. So I'm just kind of randomly coloring. I'm not gonna be really meticulous about it. I do prefer the bullet tip to the paintbrush tip, and I'm just gonna kind of alternate colors. I'm going to do it all in the green here, this stained glass part. It is a little bit tricky because you don't actually have the lines here. I mean, they're here, but they're on the front side actually because I'm coloring on the back. The other thing you could do is heat emboss on this, and then you could color right on top of it. That's going to give you, so you could color right on the front. That will give you a darker impression on this part, and that will kind of contain the ink to the color, to the container that you're using, if that makes sense. So I'm going to just do a little coloring here. Alright, so I'm not going to be really meticulous about it because I know you're all watching and we need to kind of quickly do it. I should have done a sample one first so that you didn't have to watch me color because I know it can be tedious. Let's see, so I want to do this. This one would actually be good to use the paintbrush side, but I just like the bullet side better, typically. Alright, so then we're doing that. And this is just going to make the color a little bit lighter on the front. I mean, if you wanted to do it on the front part, you could. It's going to just make it a little bit brighter, and I will probably go over this again. It just kind of gives you that sort of look of when you're looking at a stained glass church or something like that. It's kind of like not quite crisp because it's on the inside more than the outside, so it's kind of what we're going for here. Alright, and I'm going to just do this one. We'll do in the light color. And I love the Stampin' Blends because I can keep adding color until it's the color I want it to be. So if it's too light at first, I can just go over it again and get it a little bit darker. So, alright, so now we're going to do this in the dark. I'm going to go a little bit heavier on this. Color this too. With the vellum, it does kind of leave little paintbrush marks, so you want to try and color in a nice order. Alright, then I'm going to use the ivory, which is this one. We also have a ton of different shades of skin tones. We have the skin tone blends, which I actually have not got yet, which I should, because it will give you variety in your darks and lights. And this is his hand down here. So I'm going to color that one too. This one is very, very light. I actually wonder if that side's not drying out. Nope, it's just very light. I think because it's the vellum. There we go. Alright. Kind of stands out more once you do the crumb cake. So I'm going to do this part here in the darker. Is this the dark? Yeah. It doesn't even look like it's the dark, so I just colored on the wrong thing. That's okay. I'm going to just use the light for the rest of it, and I'm going to use my paintbrush just to make it go a little bit faster. You should kind of color individually, but I'm very mindful that you guys are all watching me, so I'm going to color this way. Go over it a couple of times so it's a little bit darker. Okay. Make these a little darker. Might actually add a little darkness there. Okay, and then we're going to color, I'm just going to color all of this part red. This is the real red, dark real red. And then I'll color his hat in the dark real red as well. Okay. And last but not least is a little wink of Stella. I'm just going to add that for the hat. And I don't know if I did originally, but I'm gonna add some for his beard too. Anywhere that's white, we're gonna add a little link. There we go. All right, so now that we've got that done, I'm going to grab, oh, you know what? I don't think I grabbed one, so I'm gonna use a piece of this one. This is one of my Stampin' sponges, which is what I save these for. You could use a makeup sponge, you could use any number of things if I can find where my liquid glue is though. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead, flip it over. So it's just got kind of a cooler look. Actually, you know what I am going to do? I'm going to put the Wink of Stella on the front. I did that by accident. Wink of Stella needs to go on the front, so you can really see the glitz. There we go. Now I'm gonna just go ahead, I'm gonna put a little piece of, or a little bit of the liquid glue here. Maybe. Come on. I usually have a little pin or something here nearby, but I don't today. Here. Shh, don't tell. Just pop that out of there. See, it's got a little gunk on it. Okay, there we go. Now it's fun. I'm just gonna put a little bit there, and I just use my sponge to pick that up, and we're gonna put it on the back side. So I just blot it onto my vellum because I don't want the glue to show through. So I'm just doing a very thin layer of the glue. And then I pre-punched, as you can see from this, I pre-punched a 2 3/8 inch circle out. Like that. And now I can put that down. Okay. Like so. And then I'm going to put this on to my card with some dimensionals. So let's just pull those off, and then we have our little faux stained glass. Super cute, right? It's just a fun little technique. I love to do coloring, so this one's fun with this particular stamp set because you get all of the fun coloring pieces. Oh, and I forgot, before we wrap her up, I'm gonna go ahead and grab some little gems from the Sparkle Gems, and we'll just add those here as well. So I'll grab one of these and another smaller one over there. There we go. And there you have your finished card. Super cute, super easy, and as I said, I had a lot of fun playing with this one. So if you love to color, this is a good one to get. Of course, it's an online exclusive, which means it's while supplies last. I did check it just before I came live, and it was still available, so you can still get this one. But of course, I'm sure there's a million and one other stamp sets out there that you could do similar techniques with that would be just as pretty. So there you have it. All right, my friends, I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Yeah, it's kind of cute with a little bit different. So if you have any questions, as always, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I won't see you next week because I will be in Las Vegas, or en route to Las Vegas. Actually, no, I should be there by now, next week. So, but I will be back the following week. So hopefully I will see you then. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I hope you have a great week. See you soon. Bye.